Hey there guys, how's it going? So we just got a new tweet not too long ago, and it talks about a brand new collection of medals coming to our version of the game, along with a celebration. So as for what the celebration is, we're not necessarily too sure, though it's probably going to be the Toy Story celebration that they teased last week and at the Dandelion meeting. And as for the 4 medals that have been teased, well, they're actually a part of a collection of at least 6 so far, and potentially more later on, but definitely 6 so far. And we actually know what 2 of them are for sure, and we can pretty well guess what the other 2 are going to be, because 2 of them are out in Japan already. So let's go ahead and take a look. And I guess if you don't want to be spoiled, then look away, because in 3, 2, 1, we're going to have a look at what the images representing these medals are. So, these are not key arts. They're kind of like the spiritual successors to key arts. They're called stained glass medals. If you haven't played the Kingdom Hearts games, at some points they dive to the... Sometimes characters will dive to their own heart, which usually involves making like a choice of some kind, or defeating some sort of darkness without spoiling it for anyone who hasn't played Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, the Ven and Vanitas one is actually in Birth by Sleep, but the other 3 are not. The other 3 are from a collection. I think it was to be like displayed in a Japanese train station. I think, I'm not too sure on what it was, but basically I can link you to the link where there are essentially 12 of these different images, of which these are 3, that were displayed, I think, in a Japanese train station. So we know that 3 of them are going to be turned into medals, plus the one from Birth by Sleep, and we can surmise that at least 2 more will be. So I'll go ahead and link you that. I'll show you what my guesses are for the remaining 2, but you can make your own guess. Anyway, what do these things actually do? Well, they look like this, for example. So we have Stained Glass Medal number 1, EX, and Stained Glass number 2, EX. So we have the image of Aqua and the image of Ven and Vanitas here. These medals... Remember how, like last week, maybe you didn't watch the video, remember how last week I basically went and said, Kairi... Okay, now that we are caught up to the Japanese version, now that we are completely and utterly caught up, minus like half a dozen medals, and now that Anniversary has rolled around, they went ahead and introduced 2 really good, really tempting banners, the Key Art 16 banner and the Vexen banner. And I said, this is great, but what better time would there be to announce successors to the Kairi and Illustrated Shion EX medals? People laughed at me in the comments. They were like, no. Sina said they weren't going to do that. And I went, well, Sina doesn't really know what the Japanese plans are. They just take the data that they're given and translate it and then put it out in our version. And they went, yeah, well, I don't know, but I want to pull now. Which is fair enough, because they were really good banners. But I did say, just try and keep about 15k on you if you can, in case new medals come out that are worth pulling for. This is them. This is the medals. So, where Kairi and Shion are pretty much the jack of all trades, they buff every single attribute, and therefore you can put them at the front of literally any Keyblade setup, and put a copycat medal behind it, and then you have the buffs for every single power, speed, and magic attribute. You can therefore run a tricolor Keyblade, it's totally fine, you're going to know that all of your buffs are taken care of, and pretty much from that point onwards you need to either work on upright or reverse speed, attack and defense. These are the Masters of 1. These are the Masters of either, in Aqua's case, upright magic, in the Ven Vanitas one, reverse magic, and again, if you want to see, I would guess, based on the color scheme for Riku, upright power, and therefore I would guess Roxas would be reverse power. And therefore they're probably going to be a speed and, well, a speed upright, speed reverse version as well, which, if I had to guess, might look a little something like, where is it? There we go. These are 2 more of the images that I pulled off that same site where I got the rest of them from, so if I had to guess, I'd say potentially upright speed is a Sora medal, because Sora is probably going to be featured in one of them. This is one of the 2 that Sora's featured in. There's like a yellowy one as well that's also based on Kingdom Hearts 3D, which probably will be the one, but I just thought I'd link this just in case. And if I had to guess, I'd say Shion might be reverse speed, but who knows? We'll find out when we know. The point is, there are definitely going to be 6 of them, 1 for each corresponding attribute, and either reverse or upright of that. Let's go back up to the top. So, what do these things actually do? Well, what don't they do? Alright, for the upright magic version, we have all 7 tiers of general attack taken care of, and 4 out of the 7 tiers of general defense taken care of, which is pretty clever, but we'll come back to that in a sec. The reason why they are the Masters of Magic upright is because, well, they, in one cast, do every single bit of magic, anything you'll ever need, until they increase the buff cap. They get you up to +7 attack and -7 defense for all enemies on the field. That's nuts. That's completely nuts. That means you don't have to do any double casting whatsoever, and in terms of your magic, you're already taken care of. It's fantastic. They give you +7 to your upright offense, which is amazing. That means you don't have to even have to worry about buffing your upright offense anymore, which is great. And what's the other thing? Oh, a casual 40% bonus to all the rest of the special attack bonuses of all the medals following it. Insane, absolutely insane. We'll talk about the multipliers more when the medals come out. Endorphin's linked a really, really good video where he's already got both of them and talked about talked about what they do. So I'll link you to his video as well, where you can actually see them in action. But needless to say, extremely powerful. I think they deal 6 or 8 hits. It's definitely a numerous amount of hits. So what don't they do? You can see the clear thing missing here is upright defense. So upright defense is missing, as well as a bit of general defense. In terms of upright defense, wouldn't it be good if they'd recently put out some medals that pretty much just catered towards either upright or reverse defense? Oh wait, they did. They were pretty much the last batch of EXs they put out catered specifically towards that. So we have, you know, Riku, for example. Illustrated Riku right there is the perfect complement to Aqua, because as well as being an upright magic medal, which benefits from all the buffs and debuffs that she gives out, it also makes the rest of the medals more powerful by lowering its upright defense. It's extremely, extremely good. And this is how I knew it was coming, basically, because it's like, okay, they put out all these medals, and they seem to be aiming towards not the jack of all trades thing anymore, but clearly defined roles which can fit, you know, make Counterpoint and Fenrir and Sleeping Lion and all the other ones that, you know, Diamond Dust, Darkgnaw and Missing Ache, whatever Missing Ache as well, more useful, because right now Fairy Stars does everything. And if we want to diversify the medals that people use, we need to diversify the keyblades people use. We need to introduce tools that actually make that happen. There's a reason they want to do that, and I'll talk about that towards the end. But thinking about it, this could actually be a good opportunity to introduce new single color keyblades into the game. And if that happened, I wouldn't be too surprised, given that these medals exist now. We haven't had a new single color keyblade in quite a long time. I mean, we obviously had the initial 3 being Treasure Trove, Lady Luck, and 3 Wishes. But after that, we got the ones for Proud Mode. And then we got the reverse ones for Proud Mode. And then apart from that, it's just been, it's been quite a long time since the new Keyblades come out. So given that it's going into the 3rd year of the game, that would be a pretty cool idea to have single color Keyblades come out. And it would be nice, given the fact that Fairy Stars just, at least in my opinion, far outweighs any of the single color Keyblades. Like, even because of the utility of copycat medals now, and the fact that, you know, again, well, copycat medals is my argument, because even though there's 3 different color Keyblade, 3 different color slots in a row right here, I'm effectively using speed twice in a row, and using this to just get more buffs. I mean, because Kairi exists right now, even though it's not a Keyblade geared around just one attribute, I use this setup in Colosseum quite a lot, and it's actually honestly gotten me quite far. It's gotten me... I've only just fallen below top 500. It's extremely powerful, like extremely powerful to have a setup like this right now on Fairy Stars. It's just that good. It's just really honestly that good. So for me to want to give Fairy Stars up, which, you know, eventually they always want to have you moving forward towards more content, they're going to have to introduce a Keyblade that's very powerful and gets very good slot buffs, because again, right now, pound for pound, I think at level 36 where I'm at, Fairy Stars has by far and away the highest total amount of buffs, and which I make very good use of with, again, copycat medals. But you guys want to hear about me. As for why, like I said before, I'm going to talk about why they want to have different Keyblade setups going. Let's just skip right to it. So PvP mode is coming very soon. When the game reaches 2.6.0, which is going to happen very, very soon, they'll introduce PvP mode into it. We found out a little bit more about PvP mode in the last couple of weeks. So what's going to happen is, you go up against an opponent, right? And you don't get to select the Keyblade you want to use. Every single month, they will have a different selection of Keyblades made for you. So I think, not that I can read Japanese, but I think what I'm looking at here is Starlight level 34, if we go down. And then I would guess, I don't know, either, I mean, if you can see here, it's definitely Starlight at the top, and then a pure speed, and then a pure power Keyblade. So there's not that many choices, but let's just say, for example, it's Lady Luck and Treasure Trove. I don't know if it is. I'm sure someone that can read Japanese will tell me that I'm wrong, but let's just assume that it's Lady Luck and Treasure Trove. You don't get to choose those, right? You also don't get to use the same medals on multiple Keyblade setups, so you can't bring Kairi into all 3 setups. You just can't do it. They won't let you. Really, really clever, right? What better time to introduce medals that are the master of one, not the jack of all trades, to a time when you need to have 3 different medals at the same time. You can't just have Kairi anymore. You could have a setup that features each of the jack of all trades, or like, okay, let's say it is Lady Luck, and let's say it is Treasure Trove, the upright speed and the upright power version on the front of those Keyblades, and then in theory you should be able to win more than your opponent, who, like me right now, I only have 1 copy of Kairi, so I would be trying to spread that copy of Kairi across 3 setups. It just wouldn't work. I'd probably end up losing. To give people an advantage in the PvP mode, they introduce medals like this, and therefore, you know who I'm talking about, the big old whales, who, nothing against them, but they're going to definitely want to get at least 1 copy of each of these, or 6 probably, so that no matter which Keyblades are selected for that month, they're going to have an advantage over the rest of the players. It's as simple as that, to be honest. It's really clever, and why do they want to have an advantage in PvP? What's the point? Well, PvP offers exclusive rewards. Right now, exclusive rewards being upgrade materials to evolve your medals from 6-star into 7-star. I'm sure these rewards will trickle down eventually, just like Mickey and Brooms did, just like whatever else did. But at the start, the only way we're going to be able to get upgrade materials, I think, I mean, I could be proven wrong, but whatever, they've said that one of the ways you're going to get upgrade materials is by playing the new PvP mode and ranking very highly in that. You can see what's going on here. The strong always want to get stronger, right? That's always going to be the case. So they are literally introducing medals right now for people to decide, okay, do I want to go ahead and purchase these because of what's coming out? It's really smart, and that's what makes me think the PvP mode's coming out really, really soon, because people are going to see the need to have these medals. I think this 2.6.0 is going to come out really, really soon. I don't want to go ahead and ramble, guys, so I'm going to leave you with that, unless I think of anything else, in which case I'll cut a doom right here. But what I do want to say is that, oh yeah, I'll link you to that. Oh, okay, I'll link you to Endorphin's video for Endorphin's showcase for one, so you can see the new medals in action. I'll link you to the site where I pull the images of the different stained glasses from, so you can tell me what do you think is going to be upright speed, upright power, reverse speed, reverse power, and if you think they're going to do any more in the future. They could do a jack of all trades stained glass medal. That nothing would stop them. Eventually, after everyone's gone ahead and pulled for a single color version, they could just go ahead and be like, oh yeah, now here's time for the jack of all trades Kairi one that does power and speed and magic and probably just upright. And then you'd have back to the Kairi and Xion dilemma again of, you know, do you want to get one of these? And we're getting ahead of ourselves, but it's cool to see new content in the game. I think this is pretty much the next big evolution in our game. So hope you're still having fun with it, guys. I'm still having fun with it. Still having fun making content for you guys. I've got a really big video coming out really soon. I am so close to being done. So I hope you enjoy that. And I just then hit 3,000 subs. So a massive, huge, enormous thank you to everyone out there who subscribed to me and who just ever watched my content or recommended it to a friend or even just hit the like button. It means so much to me, guys, and just thank you. I'm having a lot of fun being a part of this community, and like I said in the Dandelion meeting video, I can't wait for an opportunity to just come and meet you guys and celebrate this game that we're all having fun with, hopefully. So hopefully you guys save some jewels. If not, well, I mean, if not, hopefully you can save up a bit by the time that the 6th one rolls around. Okay, so in the Japanese version, I think they're going to release 2 at a time, once a week, and that's going to last effectively for well, yeah, effectively 3 weeks, right? It's actually a little bit longer. In the Japanese version, the campaign period is going to last almost a month, so maybe it's 10 days at a time per banner. But the point is that if you can't afford them straight away, like you've only got, let's say, like 3,000 to 6,000 jewels, don't do like just 2 pulls on the banner hoping to get it. Think that later on, by the time they introduce the 5th and 6th versions, maybe you'll have enough to do a Mercy, because I think in the Japanese version there were a 5-pull Mercy, which is really smart. It means everyone's going to really want to pull for him. Really go nuts on pulling for him. So if you can't afford them immediately, potentially just hang on and wait to try and Mercy like the whichever ones come out last. And then by that time, who knows, maybe they'll re-release the first ones again, so hopefully you can Mercy them. We'll talk about that when they come out. Enough theorizing for now. Let's just get this video out and hopefully you guys can talk to me and tell me what you think. Until then, guys, I'll catch you later. All the best. Bye.